What is going on, guys? My name is Patrick, aka Chief Pat, and today bringing you guys a brand new video. Alright, so in this video, I actually wanted to do something different and rank the top 3 updates that have ever come out in Clash of Clans. I always think it's pretty fun to rank stuff, and thinking about stuff to rank in Clash, I think a good thing would be to go through all the updates, and I went through all of them one by one, and I made my top 3 list, and I'm pretty confident about the ones I chose. But if you guys have a differing opinion, let me know with the comment in the comment section below. I think number 3 was probably the hardest one to choose. I knew what number 1 and number 2 would be, but let's go ahead and start it off with number 3, and this one came out in January 2014. So this one was the Hero Abilities update, and this was one that a lot of people didn't really see coming. A lot of people were expecting Clan Wars because they hadn't released something for like 2 months, and people were really getting antsy about Clan Wars, and they brought out Hero Abilities, which a lot of people weren't expecting at all. It seems pretty funny that the game had been out for over a year and a half, and they were still introducing things that no one had any idea would come about. And Hero Abilities ended up being a pretty cool addition to the game. So we got the Iron Fist for the Barbarian King, we got the Royal Cloak for the Archer Queen, and it added a brand new depth to the game for later levels that was really lacking at that point in time. In January 2014, I'd say it evolved way past in January 2013 when people were just using the Masked Dragon strategy and people had started to use Go Wee Wee and Go Wipe, but having the new King and Queen abilities really brought another layer to the game that a lot of people enjoyed. But this update was sort of strange because it had a lot of different things to it. It wasn't just the hero abilities, why I put it at number 3. It also had the gem box, which was added to the game, which a lot of people were stoked about. Unfortunately, it didn't work right away, and it took a couple of weeks for them to get it to work out. They also added co-leaders, and clans were really lacking at this time, so that helped out a lot. And then they also reduced the hero recovery time by four times, so they cut it into a fourth, and overall this was just like a really solid all-around update, and that's what I put it on number 3 for my list. Alright, so number 2, this one is definitely a little bit more obvious. This one came out in January of 2013, and this was the hero update. So January 2013, Clash of Clans had only been out for about 4 months at this time, and it was only Town Hall 9. There was only 2 resources, gold and elixir. And the game was really, really basic. I mean, they had just gotten past the baby phases where you could buy a shield that was infinite. You could do all this crazy stuff. If your army camps were destroyed, then you lost all the troops that were in your army camps. Like, they were just getting past some of that stuff. They removed the sell feature. I'm not going to talk about all the stuff that happened in the past. Maybe I'll do a video talking about Clash of Clans in 2012 at some point. But they finally introduced heroes in 2013, and this brought a whole another layer of complexity to the game. So obviously, if you need heroes, they had to have Dark Elixir, so they introduced Dark Elixir as well. And having the Barbarian King and Archer Queen, it was really weird to see those come into the game because we hadn't had any sort of like permanent troop before, and it definitely changed things up a lot. Having a king and a queen for every single raid, especially when the king first came out, it was like having a P.E.K.K.A. in every single raid. It was absolutely ridiculous, and it was something really cool that brought another layer to Clash because, again, this update came maybe 4 or 5 months into the life cycle of Clash, and people had really no idea about the game. They didn't know if it would last for just like a couple of months, a couple of weeks, who even knew? And then they released an awesome update like that, and it really just set the tone for future updates. It was a really cool game-changing event, and it like sort of brought about the monthly updates or the monthly or bi-monthly updates now that we all love, and it just like brought a really cool addition to the game. So that's my second ranking update in Clash of Clans history. Also, they did add donation statistics in the second, or in the hero update of 2013. But for the number 1 update in Clash of Clans history, I'm sure you guys can guess it. It is Clan Wars. So Clan Wars came out in April of 2014, and people have been asking about it forever. Obviously, the game name was Clash of Clans, and it made no sense that the game had been out for I think a year and a half at that point, and you couldn't have your clans clash. So they released Clan Wars after a long wait, and they really did a good job on it because I didn't know what we were going to see when Clan Wars was like talked about, because people kept saying, we want Clan Wars, we want Clan Wars, we want Clan Wars, and deciding how you would actually design the Clan War was pretty difficult because there were games that tried to copy Clash and release Clan Wars before Clash did, and what they did is they just made it so the clan that gained the most trophies within 12 hours was the victor, and that led to people just dropping their trophies and then raising them when the war came around, and overall no one had really perfected it, even though it had been copied before. And then Clash spent all this time working on Clan Wars, and then when they released it, they did a crazy job on it. I think they did a really good job, especially with all the expectations at that point. Clash had been out for a year and a half. People had been expecting something really awesome. And that was actually the first time I got to visit the office in Helsinki, and when they showed me the concept for Clan Wars, it blew my mind. I had no idea what was even going on in the beginning. It was just a really perfect addition to Clash, and I think it was one of the best ways that they could have possibly done it. So that was my number one update in Clash of Clans history. Again, number 3 was the hero ability update. That was just a really well-rounded update. Number 2 were the heroes in general update, adding them to the game as well as Dark Elixir. And then number 1 was Clan Wars. So those are my top 3. If you guys have a differing opinion, just drop a comment in the comment section below. There were a couple other good ones that I really liked that I couldn't add in. I'm really confident with the top 2, the Clan Wars and the hero/Dark Elixir. But for the third one, I think there's some good arguments to make for some other updates. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. That's going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys want to see a video where I talk about maybe my least favorite update in the game, you can drop a comment letting me know. I have maybe 1 or 2 ideas. I know a lot of people didn't like the hero update. Remember when they nerfed the level 40 heroes a lot? There was all this complaints, but honestly, that update, looking back in hindsight, and as I said at the time, really did a good job of balancing the heroes, and now they're way more balanced today than they used to be in the past. So let me know in the comment section below. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.